video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which Crimea forms an empire, they get revenge. And, well, let's start here. Yes, the Ukraine war front line. That's definitely not what it looks like. It's probably more than what they actually have. Like, here, yeah, that's not right for what they have here. Although it could be, but not now. Maybe in, like, 12 months. But that's what it looks like now, if we're not being overly generous. And while quickly Crimean rebels rise up around Sebastopol, and they quickly take over the port. Yes, the naval base they also quickly take over. And after this, a plan has started to be made by a different place. It's not the first time this stuff happens, I guess. But them quickly moving in, taking parts of Crimea. And quickly they take it over, declaring the Crimean Republic. And quickly after it, they destroy the Kerch Bridge. Yes, the bridge that's there. They decide, yes, let's destroy it. And while this is happening, thinking that nothing's going to happen to them from this, they launch an offensive. Yes, Ukraine pushes them back for the first time, launching a massive defeat in the north. And moving the front visibly, with them thinking this is a good idea. Now the Crimean rebels quickly crossing into the Russian-occupied zone. But quickly they move up near the river, and without hesitation they cross it towards taking Kherson, a city that they claim is core to Crimea, I guess. Yes. And then the other Russia thinks they're not going to be harmed now. And then they're crossing the other nation. Yes, they launch an offensive. And well, they quickly take this because Ukraine is now battling with Kherson. I feel like the front would change if that actually fell. With them starting to move further. After this, they quickly start moving in this direction as they take major cities, with both nations becoming embarrassed. Yes. Yes, both nations don't like this. I can barely see my computer and it's on maximum brightness. With them deciding to start an alliance, try to beat Crimea, with an alliance forming between the two. But Crimea is out for revenge, and seeing a good opportunity to destroy this, they decide to cross the bridge that they destroyed, yes. And well, they quickly advance into this area, this being bad, and then they advance here as they take over Odessa, the major port city. Well, they advance more, with them making large gains. And well, the front moves even more as they cross into Russia in this area, with the east falling into Crimea's hands, with Kiev then falling into Crimea's hands. And well, after Crimea manages to capture that, they're quite happy, as they try to get a peace deal with both sides, but they end up having to push a bit further, with Russia realizing this is a waste of its time to continue doing, as Russia collapses, and same with Ukraine collapsing. So let's see the peace treaty No, there's more. They want revenge on Turkey. The first thing they do to get ready for this is that they invade Moldova. Well, let's be honest. Who wouldn't invade Moldova? And Transnistria. Like, how's that still even standing? Besides the point, let's continue this offensive. The operation. With everyone being shocked with how fast the success is. With the rebels that took over these lands being very effective. And well, they then decide it's time to go to war with two nations. And me keeping the nation green, yeah. It's Crimea, it needs to be green, just so it can stand out. And while they rapidly take the initiative and quickly take over most of Romania, with them launching an offensive over here towards Bucharest. And they manage to start invading Bulgaria, and they quickly take Bucharest. And from this front, they move down to take the capital, Sofia of Bulgaria, and they take the capital of Bulgaria. With Crimea lying the coast, they continue till they take it over. And they agree to a peace treaty. Doing the Balkan campaign, they are now ready to do their next part, which is an invasion of Turkey after that big success they just had, taking two coasts. With them starting this campaign with two fronts. And you may say, how? And to that I say, it's pretty obvious. With them having the strongest navy in the Black Sea, yes. They seized all the Ukraine and Russian navy in the Black Sea. They literally seized the Black Sea fleet. With them starting an invasion towards Istanbul and one towards Ankara, as they launch a successful naval landing. With Turkey being shocked. But quickly this front stalls out because there's not enough forces here. But this front over here, however, continues to move. And they manage to land into more of Turkey and they take over Istanbul pretty fast. And after this, Turkey still continues fighting as they land over here. And as they allow use of their lands for the army to advance through, as they start moving down and eventually they manage to take Ankara. With them continuing their offensive. Now, Turkey, time for you to lose land as they decide to go to peace. As they demand peace, because they know they're going to lose. You don't demand peace until you're certain you lose, I guess. Unless they're a good country, which, let's be honest, there's no real good countries. And well, the good guys are also the bad guys. NATO versus Russia. I wondered. All of Russia versus NATO. That might be questionable. I'd probably win with every person, which would be a questionable tactic, but winnable. As they now go to war with their ally, or was ally. As their ally refuses to give up their coast, which is a big deal. It's a red line to them. Give us your land, or give us Artsakh and the rest of your coast. As this republic quickly decides they want to join it. Well, they quickly move in from the south, connecting these two fronts, with Crimea now saying peace is on the table. And it's a pretty fair peace treaty. They become the second Armenia. Well, let's hope not. Depends on which one. But, like, that's not really a big loss. For trade, yes, but for percent of territory compared to occupied territory. And well, you might think, oh, that's pretty good. With Crimea having officially formed its empire as it stretches around the Black Sea, as they came with revenge. And when Crimea got revenge, they succeeded in taking over the entire Black Sea and the entrance to it. So nobody can get into there unless they say so. So they let Greece through, just to irritate Turkey. Well, that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, and until you subscribe. Bye, guys!